Great. We're going to go ahead and call our meeting to order. This is our regular Town Council October 10th meeting. Our first order of business is our roll call. If we could go through our council. Here.
Cole is absent. Edwards.
Here.
Connor Lee.
Here.
Morris is absent. Casanello
Present.
and David Lee.
Present as well. All right. Our first order is our invocation. We have Tim McGowan here to give us maybe an update on the church, a little bit of what's going on, and then we'll all stand for an invocation.
Sure. Well, we're just ticking along. We meet in the QBE building, as you may know. Let's see, we adopted a family in Houston that lost everything in the flood, so we've been trying to help refurbish their house and send them, do what we can, our little piece. So we just adopted one family with 4 kids. We've been working on that the last couple of weeks and just doing what we do. So,
That's
yeah,
wonderful.
it's all good.
Well, great. If we all could stand, if you like.
Well, Heavenly Father, we're so thankful to be here tonight. Thank you for the opportunity and the freedom in this country that we enjoy to meet together openly and to govern ourselves and to pray. We are mindful in our nation of all the needs that we have, the violence that just marks us at some times, and we call upon you for wisdom and peace. We pray for our state and the issues that we're facing. Lord, we have a lot that we need help with, and so we love our town, and we pray for the council members, the mayor, and those who do business here, that we would do our business listening to one another, doing it in a spirit of order. Lord, that we would submit ourselves to you. We thank you for the opportunity this evening to hear each other out and to make wise decisions. Govern us well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We could all remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, our first order of business is our citizens' time. This is a chance for us to connect with the citizens and at least hear what they have to say and what's on their minds. Just for the record, for proper record keeping, if you could just reiterate your name and your address. It looks like we did have our first person that signed up. Is it Candace Michael? No. Okay, I apologize. Okay, Guy Gravitt.
Hi, Mr. Mayor, Town Council. My name's Guy Gravitt, and I live at 8404 Lees Ridge Road, Warrenton, Virginia. And I'm here as a representative of B.M. Smith. They manage the Haymarket Fairgrounds site, which is 20 acres just west of here, in between Chick-fil-A and Giuseppe's. Reason I'm here is that we are finalizing a contract to sell that property to a group called the Mladen Group out of Loudoun County. And they've recently won awards with some of their development. One's called Cascades Overlook in Loudoun. And it's my understanding that they would like to advance our development application that we have before you. So as you know, we did first submission and we never came back for a second submission.
Great.
So I just wanted to let you all know and be happy to introduce you all to them at the appropriate time. And I'm sure they're going to be in contact with the town planner and try to get things moving again.
That's great. That's very encouraging. Super.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
And if y'all ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to call.
All right.
Thank
great.
you all.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anybody else would like to speak at Citizens' Time? Feel free to let me know and come up to the podium. If not, we'll go to our next item. All right. Moving on to our minutes. We have acceptance of September 11th and September 25th minutes as presented.
Mr. Mayor, I'm making a motion to accept the minutes for the regular meeting September 11th and the work session September 25th.
Second.
Motion has been second. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. All right. Our first item on our department reports, just maybe if we do want to switch things around here, since we have an audience, we try to do this, and I apologies for, so if there's no objection, I'm going to go ahead and just a little bit of house cleaning here. We're going to add an item H to, agenda item H, to an announcement that I'll be making on number H. And then also, we're going to be adding from Vice Mayor on item D, we'll call it C number 2, that the Vice Mayor that will be adding to there. So we're going to switch over to our agenda items to, first, our certificate of appreciation. We have our scout certificate. Ethan, you're here, hopefully. Absolutely great. We have a certificate for Ethan that recognizing him for the work in the Boy Scouts Eagle Project that he did this past spring, where he painted and stenciled all of Haymarket's storm drains that deter people from disposing of chemical waste in the drains. Also wanted to point of note that he managed over 100 volunteers as he put this project together, which is outstanding. So we have a certificate that I think if the council would like to come up and actually have one of them read and present this to him.
Mr. Marsh, the certificate of recognition, this certificate is awarded to Ethan Marsh, Eagle Scout Storm Drain Decal Project. We greatly appreciate your contribution to our community, sir. Thank you.
Our next item is our proclamation for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And it looks like we have some honored guests here, Jackie Glenn from the Breast Center Program Coordinator, and Kim, and is it Galowski, apology, from the Director of the Social Responsibility. Yeah. Yes. And didn't know if you all wanted to say a few words and have the time to speak. Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good
Thank you
evening.
for having me again.
Absolutely.
I'm Jackie Glenn. I'm the Breast Center Program Coordinator at Novant Health UVA Health System Haymarket Medical Center out in the Heathcote building. I think this is our third year getting the proclamation, and I thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Board. We appreciate it. So this year what I wanted to do was just read a little bit about some of the successes we've had over the last year. I hope everybody knows that at Novant Health, our mission is to improve the health of our communities, one person at a time. And in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I thought I would share some of those reasons and how we're achieving that goal. First, I'm proud to say that the Novant Health UVA Health System Cancer Center, serving Prince William County and Fauquier County and the surrounding areas, just celebrated its 10-year anniversary. And we have their administrative leadership here, Judy Hanshey. The Cancer Center continues to add state-of-the-art equipment from TrueBeam and Rapid Arc radiotherapy technologies to the mobile PET and CT imaging services. The Cancer Center at Lake Manassas is one of the most technologically advanced treatment facilities in Northern Virginia. Dr. Agarwal and Dr. Sutton are both extremely committed to the care of their patients and recognized annually by their peers in the Washingtonian's top docs. In March of 2017, Novant Health UVA Health System Haymarket Medical Center launched the first ever in the state of Virginia telegenetics program. This high-risk cancer screening program looks at families' cancer histories and identifies patients that might be appropriate for genetic testing. Since the inception of the program in March and through July, more than 4,000 women have been screened. 52% of the patients screened had some family history of cancer, and 89% of those continued with testing. Genetics and genetic testing is the future of cancer, and we're excited to be able to bring this highly valued service to this area. Novant Health UVA Health System has also partnered with 3 organizations, the Susan B. Komen Foundation, the Cherry Blossom Breast Cancer Foundation, which is up in Middleburg, and the Pfizer Corporation, all of whom feel as strongly about breast cancer screening and education as we do. Because of their generosity and in the partnership with Novant Health Mobile Coach Program, more than 1,175 women in underserved and fragile communities have received one or more of the following services: screening or diagnostic mammograms, breast ultrasound, breast biopsies, and in some cases, breast MRI. In July of 2017, Novant Health UVA Health System hired Candace Michaels, who's here in our audience. Candace. Candace's role will be to support the oncology service line while navigating patients of all cancers. This is a master's level position, and we're happy to have her expertise and years of experience to lend to our cancer patients. In addition to all those things, Novant Health UVA Health System continues to offer our breast cancer patients a fully accredited breast center offering multidisciplinary care, patient navigation, survivorship programs, and extended resources and support should it be needed. So as you can see, Novant Health UVA Health System is committed to women's breast health, offering the best doctors, the latest technology, and the experienced support staff so we can keep our communities healthy and be there for them when they're not. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. We have a proclamation that, why don't we go ahead and go back up here and read this?
Proclamation to observe Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas October 2017 marks more than 30 years that National Breast Cancer Awareness has educated women about early breast cancer detection, and whereas the National Breast Cancer Center Awareness Month is dedicated to increasing public knowledge about the importance of early detection of breast cancer by collaborating with several public service organizations, professional associations, and government agencies who work together to ensure that the National Breast Cancer Awareness Month message is heard by thousands of women and their families. And whereas the American Cancer Society estimates in the United States more than 252,710 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed in women this year, and whereas the American Cancer Society estimates in the United States more than 2,470 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed in men this year, and whereas through research and advocacy, significant advances have been made in the fight against breast cancer, including significant decreases in mortality, and whereas the 3.1 million breast cancer survivors living in the United States today are a testament to courage as well as to the importance of promoting awareness about the breast cancer, providing information, funding research, following recommended screening guidelines, and offering treatment to those who are affected. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Town Council of Haymarket, Virginia does hereby recognize the month of October 2017 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month and ask all citizens to join in this worthy cause to celebrate successes and memorialize lost battles.
fact, I'll let you say maybe a little brief word why we're doing what we're doing this year and how important it is to the town.
Sure. So let's see if I can get through this. So 3 years ago, I lost my mother to breast cancer, and this is very important to me. My wife's been working with Candace from the hospital. We're putting together a breast cancer walk, 5K. Corey, Officer O'Neill's been in charge of that. It means something to me and to our guys. So we're rolling in pink wheels and decals. We also have pink cuffs and badges and grips for our guns. So it means a lot to me that the town's doing this because it really affects greatly the women, and it means everything to me. I know I said that 100 times, but I miss my mom, and I wish this terrible disease wasn't here. So.
We'll see you Saturday.
Yeah.
See you Saturday.
Mayor, we were going to do the lighting. We take a brief pause to light the museum.
Absolutely. Yeah, everybody could maybe go across the street here. We're going to light up the museum team. Remain lit for the entire month. We ready to start back here?
Yeah, the parade is next, right?
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, well, that might be a good thing. Okay, back here. So our next thing is our Haymarket Parade Awards for 2017. So for tonight, we have for our Haymarket Day Best Float is 4R's Preschool. And I believe we have Stephanie Peacock here, the director. Well, thank you. I think we can maybe come up here. No, I don't think we'll kind of like go. Let's go. Photoshop the other ones in.
We should have those little flat stands.
Yeah, we're 36 years old, so we're great. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Get your list. Yep. Our next award is our Mayor's Choice Award for our Southfield Marching Band with Michael Fruiter. Sir, I can tell you how excited it is when we hear the band coming down the street. We know that it definitely makes our parade. And appreciate this award to you. This is Jake Munger. Hey, Jake. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Jake. Yes, our pleasure. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
It's given there so far. Okay. And I think what we're going to do now, with no objection, is we'll switch it back up to Vice Mayor that has some awards he'd like to present here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, I just want to switch it up a little bit. Made some observations on Haymarket Day, and I just would like to do this, and hopefully next year, the next Vice Mayor will keep it going every Haymarket Day or after Haymarket Day. But I would like to start with a certificate of appreciation to Deborah, our clerk. And that's for teamwork and support of planning and execution Haymarket Day 2017. Deborah? All right. The best part is that there are little pictures there, so maybe they can show everybody later. I tried to humor it up a little bit.
Right.
No cheating, no looking. The next one, certificate of appreciation, is hereby granted to Emily Lockhart for Rookie of the Year and Valued Team Member, Haymarket Day 2017. Show that off to everybody. Congratulations.
Rookie of the Year.
This is my favorite. A certificate of appreciation is hereby granted to Roberto Gonzalez for generator and VIP facilities maintenance. Haymarket Day 2017.
You think Scarlett will let you
You
hang
wanna
that
show
on the
everybody?
fridge? You think Scarlett will let you hang that on the fridge?
The next one, certificate of appreciation is hereby granted to Denise Andrews for outstanding planning and execution, Haymarket Day 2017.
I know you weren't expecting.
Every time I reach in, it's like, there's another one here. Certificate of appreciation is hereby granted to Chief Lands and the Haymarket Police Department. Chief, for event safety and reuniting lost parents with children.
Yeah, that's right.
Haymarket Day 2017. Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Good job. Good job. Oh, wait a minute, Chief, don't go away. Chief, don't go away.
And there's more.
Certificate of appreciation is hereby granted to Chantel Lands for the Let's Get It Done Award. Haymarket Day 2017. Well, should I do one for Chris and John, or should we? I guess we
Yeah,
could.
sure, absolutely. They might be
Okay.
watching us live. Chris said
All
he
right.
would.
Okay,
No, that's
Chris.
right, he said he wouldn't.
This is a certificate of appreciation hereby granted to the Long Street Posse. That's Chris Mars, Marchant Schneider, and Chuck Carnahan, and all the children, for most valuable participants and team. Without them, it doesn't get done. So thank you, guys.
Yep. That's really-
And we'll pass that so everybody can see that. Take a look at that, Steve. I'll bring it back.
That's too funny.
Okay, we have a couple more to go. This certificate of appreciation is hereby granted to Mr. Stephen Aiken for Best Parade March by a Council Member, Haymarket Day 2017. You can pass it along.
Are you going to show us what that march was again?
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry John's
I had the
not here.
wave down.
I'm sorry John's not here, because this certificate of appreciation is hereby granted to John Cole for outstanding refuse engineering and management, Haymarket Day 2017.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, John.
Just a couple more, Mr. Mayor. Oh, look at that, the last one. This certificate of appreciation is hereby granted to David Leake for behind-the-scenes work and kissing babies, shaking hands, Haymarket Day 2017. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
There's a picture of a little baby and a lot of hands shaking. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your indulgence.
Yeah, no, that was very nice, and we'll have to make sure next year there's a second annual Vice Mayor
Very good.
Haymarket Day Awards there.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see here, kind of all over the map here on our agenda, but we're going to, I think, switch it back up, since we're up to updates. Yeah, we're switch it back up to our department reports and our town planner report, Emily Lockhart.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So this is my first official report. I've been very busy this past month, getting up to speed, familiarizing myself with everything. But I'll do a quick update. At the ARB meeting, we had several applications go through pretty seamlessly, very nice process. So that was very exciting for me to get that done. And then Planning Commission, I picked up on some work that Steve and some previous planners had been working on prior to. Still getting caught up on some of those cases and reaching out to the applicants to make sure that we are taking the right steps to move them through the process and welcome them to our town as new business owners. We most recently worked with Ms. Wood and kind of worked on her minor adjustments to her site plan, so that'll be able to go through administratively, which is kind of a nice relief for her since she'll be opening soon. And then we haven't had any Prince William County 1 mile reviews in the past month that I've been here, so I will keep you posted on those. And I'm working on our zoning violations and looking forward to a meeting this week with Councilwoman Edwards so we can discuss some priorities, what the council would like to see done in the coming weeks, and move forward from there. Are there any questions?
No, I just have one comment.
Absolutely.
I did hear that John Marshall Commons may be coming back.
Yes.
Okay, but what do you know about that?
I've heard just that they might be coming back to us with an application for review. I will certainly keep you guys all posted on that. That's all I've heard, and that was from our previous planner, Steve.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, can
Any questions? Absolutely.
I would just like to say that Emily did a fantastic job at the Planning Commission. It was her first meeting, my first meeting, but I felt like she did a great job. She was very well prepared, did a lot of research on everything that was presented, and I'm very excited about her being our planner, so it was great.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that.
Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much for your
you.
report. All right, our next item on our report is our building officials report from Joe Barbeau that might be listening to us from Ormond Beach, I believe it is, Florida. And we are on page number 15 of our packet. There's any questions or comments? Actually, we do have Doug here, the president of the organization, TLC, from in the back here, if we did have any questions. Yep.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Doug,
Do
can
you
you
have a
come on
moment
up?
to come up and,
Nice to meet you. Just curious, I think I read in the minutes or his notes about the virtual inspection, and perhaps we might get a presentation in the future?
We could do that. If you would like one, we'd be glad to put one together for you.
Perhaps, just for the layman, understanding, the benefits of doing that. And
Sure. So, to be able to perform the building inspections, we have to have multiple people with many different certifications. And so, to be able to dispatch all those people in the different areas is a difficult, first to find them and then to dispatch them is a hard thing to do. So what we're planning on doing is setting up a virtual inspection where you can actually perform the inspections. That's a live feed from wherever the person is that's on the computer to the person that's out in the field. The person that's on the computer is a certified person to be able to do the work. And like I said, it is live, so the person that is certified is going to be the one that's going to be telling the person that's in the field where to go, what to look at, what we need to see, all the stuff that we need to do in part of that inspection. That video gets saved so that if there's any questions about it, we can go back and we can review it again at some other time.
Oh, okay.
all right.
Doctors do it now.
Yeah.
Virtual doctors.
And yeah, we can set up a example for you.
All right, that'd be great.
Good.
Any other further questions? Otherwise, we'll move on to our next is our town engineers report from Katie McDaniel, and that's on page 16 of her packet.
I think it's 2 pages.
We have the second page, isn't
Yep.
there?
No further comments or suggestions there. We'll move on to our next one is our police report. Chief Lands.
Mayor?
Yes.
There was a memorandum from the town engineer, page 3, about a VDOT revenue sharing program update.
Okay, uh-huh.
I'm just reading through it and seeing if this impacts us in any way.
This is just going to apply for.
This is what we're applying for, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right, great.
Actually, Mr. Mayor, just
Yes.
to piggyback on that, there is an action that was taken at the PWC, the Board of Supervisors, last week. I'm assuming it went through, but it would be nice if we could get a report back, just to, on how that went.
Okay.
Possible.
All right. Maybe if I could ask, just to take note of that we could get back to Vice Mayor on that.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Chief Lands.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Does anybody have any questions on the statistics for the month? All right. Before I get started, we wanted to get Officer O'Neill up here. We did a car show back in May, as you know, and we raised some funds for an organization. We finally got everything done and in. We've got a check to present to them tonight, and I think they did get, double that in through the internet for them. So we want to go ahead and let Corey go first on that. So come on up, Corey, and say a little bit about what happened.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, back in June, we had the car show. What we thought was going to be small scale turned out to be 122 cars and probably about 600-700 people. We were able to raise a little over $2,100 between different agencies, Officer Down Memorial and so forth.
Right.
The biggest thing we wanted to keep close to heart is an agency that we work with near and dear every day, which is Prince William County Police Department and through their police association. With us tonight is retired Detective Pat Quinn. He's the president of the Officers Assistance Fund through the Prince William County Police Association. And what we have for him tonight is the cash donations that we receive for vehicle entries and just anybody who walked by, in the total of $948 that we would like to present to the Prince William County Police Association for their Officers Assistance Fund.
All right.
On behalf of the Prince William County Police Association, we certainly want to thank Haymarket Police and Haymarket for putting on the car show and picking us as the recipient of this money. Just a little bit about our association. We do have several funds that we have put together. One is the Officer Assistance Fund. We have the Ashley Wyndham Fund, which is for officers that are fallen. We also have another fund through the gracious donations of RTJ, where that money goes to any public safety individual that may be injured or long-term illness, that type of thing. So the Police Association takes care of our own. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And also, just to kind of add, even though we're two different agencies, they have their own. We are Haymarket Police Department. Last Christmas, I was struck by a vehicle just on Jefferson Street. That assistance fund helped my family with meals, just for the couple of days while I was laid out and so forth. So that's a big deal to me.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Huge.
that's awesome.
Good job. Thank you.
All right, we're going to jump off agenda one second time here. We're going to discuss St. Michael's School. This past week, a little bit of history about it. You know that we've had some citizens come in and complain of the traffic on Payne. We went out there previous to this year, and there really wasn't any issues. However, starting this year, I guess staff was seeing some problems, and they called us last week. Myself and Sergeant Shaver went down and monitored the traffic on Payne during the 12 to 1 o'clock hour. I think they have pickups at 12 and pickups at 12:30. And we saw a significant problem. I mean, there was vehicles that were just stopping on Payne because the pickup lot on the school's lot was full. Now, I'm certainly not saying that it was St. Michael's fault at all. It was parents were just stopping on the road and got a little agitated when we told them that you couldn't do that. You know, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? I've been doing this for years. I pick up my kid here. So we after that hour was over, we had agitated a lot of parents, and the school was getting emails, and we were getting emails, and I talked to a lot of parents. And so was it the next day that I met with you? I think it was the next day on Thursday. We met with the principal and met down there at 1 o'clock, and we went over some scenarios on what we could do to prevent that. So I had several suggestions that I thought would help, and she did as well. And we just walked a lot along with a couple other teachers and the executive director here. And we came up with some solutions, and I'll let them go over that with you. And then when I came back after talking with her, Emily had pulled the plans and was going over some things with that site as well. So I got with Emily, took her down to the site so she could get the real picture of what's going on, explain to her what we saw. She also talked with the principal and the executive director, and I think all of us coming together, we came up with some solutions. And then St. Michael's put out a mass email to all their parents explaining the things that we had come up with. And I'm happy to report today, being the first day back, it ran smooth. There was not a backup at all. Never once did it come back onto Payne, or did we have to do the overflow onto Fayette, which they'll tell you about when they come up here. But it worked great, and it was a collaboration between St. Michael's and us, and of course the parents, abiding by the new rules. So before St. Michael's comes up, Emily, do you have anything that you want to add?
I just want to add that I've given you guys the map and the document that they actually sent out to their parents to help with the process. And I think right now my only concern would be the parking on the street across from Payne Lane. That's a private property owned by someone else. And the only concern is that in the plans they had written they would park at the church, and I think I would just ask that they do what they told us and park at the church rather than on the other private property.
All right. So we're going to get whichever one of y'all want to talk, come up, and if you just go over the suggestions we went over and the improvements that you made today, that was really helpful.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, this was my first year, my first September with Carline at St. Michael's Academy on Fayette Street as principal. And I know in years past it's been congested, to say the least. It is a very congested time between 12 and 1. We gave parents about a month to try and see if they could get used to the schedule and kind of get things going, and we still weren't seeing the improvement that we needed to see. So yes, we worked with Chief Lands and we worked with Ms. Lockhart to come through and maybe put together a plan that would alleviate all the traffic on Payne Lane so that we did not have a single car stopping. Today, I can say that we did not have a single car stopped on Payne Lane, period. That everybody kept moving. We were able to get all the cars in and out without anybody even idling on Payne Lane, which is absolutely wonderful, and that's our goal. The last thing we want to do is impede our neighbors so that they can't use their driveways, they can't leave their house, or in case of emergency, they can't get a fire truck or an ambulance if needed. The suggestions that we made were changes in pickup. When we went over the original plans with Ms. Lockhart, the original flow of traffic was coming in the opposite direction, and we decided not to do that. That with the way that our doors are located within our building, that it wouldn't be effective to go back to what was proposed in, I think, 2008. So we kept our flow of traffic. Our parents all pick up from the same spot. The biggest change that we made was making 2 lanes of pickup coming around the back of the building. We eliminated our staff parking back there so that we can fit twice as many cars in at the same time. All of our staff now wear safety vests, and we have people directing traffic and twice as many people delivering children to cars. So that was a huge improvement. The other change that we made was, other than having, I believe that's it, other than having the door change from where parents pick up, they all pick up at the same spot, was having people exit to the right, coming out of the right side, and people onto Fayette and the left. We did tell parents that they are allowed, if it is congested, they're allowed to park at the church, and they're also allowed to park on Fayette Street on the side that is not painted yellow, which is by the curb. We didn't have any parents that had to do that today. So it's our hope going forward that within a week or so that everybody will be kind of trained up and kind of know what the new expectations are, and that we can maintain the traffic flow that we have. Okay.
All right.
So, and I really appreciate Ms. Lockhart and Chief Lance for coming out. It happened, and again, that day, Chief Lance came out, we spoke, and within an hour, he was back with Emily. So she did an excellent job.
Yeah.
I do have one more question. I saw on the plans that previously there was one handicap spot. Are you guys able to still leave the handicap spot on the property?
Yes, the handicap spot is still there. Okay. So, and we do offer 3 spaces for parent parking that were still there. I don't know if your copy ran off all the way out. And if you can see, the first three spaces are for parents down there.
Okay.
We still left that
Okay.
if they have to use that.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. All right. Super. Thank you so much.
Great job.
Yes. A quick resolution. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Just wanted to add one more thing. My name's Nate. I am the executive director of the school. I wanted to first say thank you for bringing this to our attention. You know, Chief Lance bringing this to our attention. Our desire to be in Haymarket is to follow the rules. This is something that I think some of the parents have kind of done their own thing. We're rule followers, Courtney and myself, and you know, I mean, you guys were so gracious to extend that sub for us, and it means a lot to us. And so I think a thank you is in order. So I wanted to personally say thank you for doing so. And we just want to just be here and, you know, continue to do what we do. So that's all.
Well, good. Well, thank you for saying that too, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. Second thing is Haymarket Day. I think from the police side, it was a very hectic day, but I think the plan of having an outer ring of PW guys and an inner ring of Haymarket guys really worked well. My plan was to get all the outer ring being one agency and also hire a supervisor from that agency to supervise his people. And that's what happened, and it worked great. Whatever problems they had was solved on the outer ring of security by their supervisor, and if they needed me, then he would call me, and we handled the problem. It worked great. The inner ring worked well. We had four officers walking around, myself and Shaver in one group, and Corey and Jake in the other, and then we had a command center here at PD. We also had a booth set up where Corey's wife and my wife were handing out information about the police department, also taking any reports of anything, any problems people were having, and reporting it to us. As far as security-wise, it couldn't have went any better, in my opinion. And I think the inner and outer really worked well, and it's something that we'll do in the future. We did have 3 missing kids, and I'm happy to report that they were all found within 3 minutes or less. And that's not just from the PD side. One of them, Denise, put out the information over the air, and the other one, Roberto, put out the information over the air to us, and then we we put it out to the officers. And then what ended up happening is when we would get a call for that, the officers would collapse into the scene of where it was, and we'd fan out across the street and just start walking and looking for the description of the kid. I think next year what we discussed making a change was handing out on the volunteers cards, handing out some information that we absolutely need to have, 5 or 6 things, descriptions of the kids, because a civilian didn't know the things that we needed as police officers to get that out. So we'll do that next time. But I thought it worked well, and we got them all back to their parents. And like the mayor said, there was several lost parents instead of kids. Right. And just seeing, I think we were all there for when that one mom came running down the street when she saw her son with us, and it was nice to know. And that we did it all under 3 minutes with 3 kids. So. And then the last thing I wanted to point out was just the teamwork that I saw, and this is my first Haymarket Day, but the teamwork I saw between the police officers, the town staff, and the town volunteers that day was awesome, all the way to the end when we were all exhausted, except for Emily, because I saw her in the sew shop hiding. I told her I was going to tell her. No, Emily was great too. No, I had a great time, even though I was exhausted. I think it went well, and my hat's off to the town, and especially to Denise for putting on a really nice event that went smooth. Anytime I needed something and I called on Denise, she was right there knowing what was going on. So, great event. The second thing was the mobile computer meeting that we had. I know that the mayor and the vice mayor may have something to add with this. We had a meeting with several officials of Prince William County. We stated our case on why we thought that they should not charge us for the use or the licenses of each computer. We feel we have a good case on that. We feel like we assist them. And we pay double taxes here, so there's lots of arguments that we gave, and we still feel strongly about. I'll let Vice Mayor and Mayor discuss with you the outcome of the meeting, but I can tell you that we did put on our best argument, and as the Vice Mayor says, this is just the beginning of where we're going to go with it. But if you guys want to expound on that.
I said it was just the end of the beginning.
End of the beginning, that's right.
No, Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead, sir.
Well, we did hear back from Supervisor Canlin, and we're going to have to do a little bit more homework and meet with the board members. So we'll have to get together and prepare some information. So best to leave it at that for now and not tell them too much of what we're going to do.
There you go. Okay.
All right. Next thing is the bike rodeo. Officer O'Neill and Officer Davis put on our bike rodeo. We had residents. We had residents from Green Hill and a lot of Dominion Valley residents came down and participated in the bike rodeo. Roberto brought his little girl down, and we had a good time. They appreciated what we did. We taught the kids bike safety. Corey had 4 stations set up to show the kids how to look both ways when you come out of a driveway, how to look forward when you're going through a circle, otherwise you'll go straight instead of turning, and look backwards, back and forth when you're coming out onto the roadway. So it was great. The kids had a blast. If you go to our Facebook page, you see all the photos of the kids. We had a good time in a good event. Next thing is the Rolling in Pink. We went over that before. You've seen the cars. I can tell you we've had a lot of compliments on the vehicles and the gear that we're wearing. As I knew would happen because it happened in the last place, we've had pictures. I mean, people stop us and want to take photos. People, we almost cause accidents where people are rubbernecking, watching us as we go by. A few laughs like, you guys have to wear pink, but we're doing it for a great cause. And again, it means a lot to me, so I'm happy to fly the flag on this one. And we'll do it for the entire month. And that leads me into the next thing, which is please come to the breast cancer walk we have on Saturday. It starts at 10 o'clock. Officer O'Neill and his wife and my wife and myself have put a lot of time into this, and we hope we have a great turnout. We have Miss Leek will have a booth there, and she'll be having painted rocks for the kids and several other things. I think we have some music, and we have the officers leading and following the walk. We have prizes for survivors and for everyone that participates in it, handouts, and we have mobile medics. Denise hooked us up with the mobile medics that came for Haymarket Day, so they'll be out just in case anybody needs that. Am I missing anything, Corey? His brain's fried. We've been working hard on this. So, yeah, please come out and encourage everyone you know to come out. You don't even have to walk if you don't want. Just come out and hang with us and have a good time to support a good cause. And the last thing, like I always like to do at the end of my time, is to give some officer highlights. I want to recognize Sergeant Shaver for Haymarket Day. Sergeant Shaver planned the PD's operation from start to finish on that. I let him take the lead on that because I hadn't been here for one, and the plan was perfect. He did the debriefing or the briefing in the morning and the debriefing in the evening, and he did a great job on that. And the execution of the overall operation by all the officers was phenomenal. I can't say enough about the officers we have working here. They really stepped up. No one complained. No one stopped or spent time sitting down. I mean, from start to finish, the guys were on fire, and I appreciate them. And also we had a volunteer. Lonnie Milstead was here and volunteered for all 13 hours for free. Stood a post for us, so I do want to recognize him and appreciate his service for us. Second thing is the shooting, the Piedmont shooting that we had the day before Haymarket Day. I want to recognize the officers of this town who responded to that as secondary support for the Prince William officers. Myself, Sergeant Shaver, Officer Davis, and I called Officer O'Neill just to let him know what was going on, and he came out without prompting in full uniform and helped us as well. We set up a perimeter and allowed Prince William to concentrate on the interior and what they were doing. We took possession of the family members and allowed Prince William to do their thing. And we had a lot of compliments on that and thanked us for being in the outer ring for that. So I really want to recognize the guys for stepping up whenever they're needed. Another reason why we think that we're a big help to Prince William County. And then the last thing, we had a barricaded subject a couple weeks ago, and officers could have gotten really bad, where a guy was threatening to shoot people with a shotgun, and Officer O'Neill was really close to having to do something that no cop wants to do, and he was able to lock down the scene, get the victims away from the danger, get the weapon away from the danger, and completely evacuate the area of any citizens with the help of Prince William, but before a supervisor from our department was on scene. All of that was done. Officer O'Neill did a great job doing that, and then when Sergeant Shaver got on scene, he helped coordinate everything with Prince William County. We opened up Town Hall as a command center, and we had a secondary command center on the scene, and it worked well. It worked well. And so I want to recognize Sergeant Shaver for his supervision and Officer O'Neill for stepping up and preventing something from happening to a citizen and to the suspect. He was taken into custody with less than lethal force and was given the help that he needed mentally. So I just wanted to recognize those officers for those situations that happened this month. Busy month for this little town. So, is there any questions of me?
Yes, Vice Mayor.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, before I forget, I had an envelope here. If you could approach, please, I'd like to give this to you. I want to kick off your walk on Saturday because you won't be in town, and I want to wish you the best of luck with that. So I know how important it is to you, so thank you. And I
It's in
just
the mail.
and I just wanted to follow up with a question. Just how's it going with the search? For a replacement officer.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. We did interviews last Wednesday. We scheduled 5. One couldn't make it, so we interviewed 4. We're in the background process now on them. We'll see where it fans out. If this doesn't work, then we'll re-advertise again and go again. I could tell you 2 things. Number one, I'm not going to compromise unless we have the right guy. And number 2, I'm going to pick the person that is right for this town. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the best guy on paper. It doesn't mean that whoever looks nice and shiny is the best guy for this town. It's whoever's going to fit for this town with our department and for our citizens. So I'm not going to stop until we'll just run short until we get the right guy. So,
okay.
All right. Anything else?
Thank you, sir.
Other questions for the chief? No.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
All right. Our next report is from Denise Andrews.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. First, I would like to, I would be remiss if I did not say a huge thank you to this person because he was not announced with those certificates, and that is Vice Mayor Passanello and his wife, Commissioner Passanello. The 2 of them in the trenches with me days prior to Haymarket Day, just getting it done. I definitely want to thank both of you. Without you 2, I don't know how Haymarket Day would have taken off, but thank you so much. So I think they both deserve a round of applause because they were awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Next, I would like to thank our sponsors for Haymarket Day, Wegmans, School of Rock, Highland School, Miniland Academy, Dominion Energy, FH Fur, and Novant Health UVA Health System. This year, as the mayor has already said, has been our biggest Haymarket Day ever with a record attendance of between 30 and 35,000. We had an overwhelming positive response, feedback from participants, from the parade, from the vendors, residents here in the town. This was definitely the best Haymarket Day they have seen thus far. And next year is even going to be better because it's year number 30. Just to give you a few stats, this year we had 240 vendors, even though we cut off the vendor registration 2 weeks prior to the event, which means we could have exceeded over 275 vendors this year if we would have kept going. Also, we had 2,400 participants in the parade, which is a 500 participant increase over last year. And revenue collected from vendor booth fees this year was a little over $49,000. So definitely a great Haymarket Day. On Thursday, September 28th, we held 2 debriefs here in Town Hall, one in the morning and one in the evening. A lot of positive feedback from that. Also, some things that we can do differently. And one thing that came to mind was the possibility of doing 2 food courts next year, where we do one here centralized in front of Town Hall, and then the second one actually at the park, where the bulk of the food would be in those two areas, and then we could sprinkle in some of the novelty food vendors along the streets, such as the funnel cake vendors, ice cream, and that kind of type of vendor. Also, another takeaway from that debrief was giving a section solely to the crafters, where we would have like a crafters row where all the crafters would be located, so people know exactly where, and we would put this on the map where the crafters are. So for those who are definitely coming to seek that one-of-a-kind item from a crafter, they know exactly where to go to find that. A few updates. If you haven't had the opportunity to go over to the museum, we have special hours up until October 22nd. The Haymarket Quilters Guild is back for a 5th year doing a quilters exhibit over there, and it's their exhibit this year is called Quilting Now and Then, representing the old style of quilting versus the new style with the machines and the different types of fabrics and colors. So the museum will be open Saturdays and Sundays, 12 to 4 p.m. So if you had an opportunity, please stop by there this weekend and check out the exhibit. Also, a lot of new stuff going on at the museum. I've been working with a woman named Barbara Goldman, who is a crafter. She's originally from a small town outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we've been brainstorming some things and ideas to do over at the museum, such as art exhibits and jewelry exhibits over the museum, just to bring new people into the town. And they would also have dinner here at some of our local restaurants and shops as well. So we are just going over some new ideas, new things to start doing over at the museum, and so be looking forward to that in the future. A couple of updates. I sent council out an email today regarding the Haymarket Iceplex. Their grand opening ceremony for that new sheet of ice will be on Saturday, November 4th, from 12:30 to 3:30 p.m. So if you are available, please come out and support that grand opening ceremony. Any questions from the mayor and council at this time?
Questions? Our Christmas event, just,
I'm on that already.
Yeah.
And we're actually thinking of doing some new ideas. Staff and I have been speaking about possibly having a few vendors here for that. It's the time of the year where people are looking for that one-of-a-kind, last-minute item for a family member or friend. And why not have a couple of vendors that, could fulfill that need? So
you're
we're
talking
thinking
about
doing that.
specializing in the holiday Christmas?
Yes, absolutely.
Things?
Yes. So I've already reached out to our bands, our schools in the area as far as performances. Haymarket Church was a huge help last year. They provided the sound system for the stage, the performing stage for our last year's holiday
We're
party.
still just going to use the schools and the
Using the local schools and reaching out, still looking for that, the bail players. I know that's something that's near and dear to the mayor's heart, so I'm still looking for possible bail players. So if anyone knows of any organizations that play the bails, it's a lot of them are booked years in advance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very popular thing, but if anyone knows of anyone, please let me know.
Okay.
But yes, we've already started preparations on the holiday event.
Great, okay.
Just a comment, Mr. Mayor.
Absolutely.
Just, I'll pass it around.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Washington Post, the Prince William section, Haymarket Day, and I guess the folks that were dancing in those very hot outfits.
Yes.
Right.
So I'll pass it around, but you
Thank
made
Vice
the
Mayor.
you made
Yes,
the post.
we made the post.
There you go. Great. All right. No further questions? All right. We'll move on to our treasurer's report. Roberto, good evening, sir. Good.
Good evening. The reports in front of you are from August 31st. In this report, I'd like to point out that on the public safety revenue side, you'll notice a revenue stream that came in due to the sale of the old PD vehicles. With the sale, the chief had already, I think, discussed about using that money to offset the cost to outfit the vehicles and to purchase any new or outdated equipment that he may need, and the department may need. And also, on this one, you'll notice the town events has actually surpassed its budgeted $65,000 revenue that we were expecting. With the help of Denise, basically doing her job really well. With these two items, I'd like to bring up the fact that I will be working with Chief Lands and Denise with the departments, just to make sure that the revenue, since we are working with the budget, to make sure that we're being efficient on how the expenses are being made with any extra revenues or potential purchases. That is something that maybe in a finance meeting I'll be bringing up. We can discuss once we start getting those back on the books, which I hope to do next month. As far as that, the audit is ongoing. I believe by the next council meeting we should have it completed. I would definitely keep the council updated on that once we get the reports. from David Hughes. At this time, is there any questions from the council?
Just on starting things up again, I was just wondering if we could get the full P&I report back in the agenda. It is more, I think, helpful to see it broken out a little bit.
If that is something the council wishes to see, I'm all for it.
Okay.
We could definitely do that.
All right. We
Actually-
can talk about that in finance.
Yeah,
when
we
have the
can
meeting.
discuss that in finance. So if that's something the council wants to see, we can do that.
Okay.
For sure.
Great, thank you.
Any further questions for Roberto? All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to skip over our item G here for this moment and go back to our agenda items. We have a little bit of maybe a reservation. I spoke to the vice mayor, and matter of fact, I'll see from the council input if some of these town center items that we might want to just table for our next meeting. It would be agenda items D1, 2, maybe 3, and possibly item E, since they're all kind of put together. But I wanted to go around the dais just to see if there's, of course, we're missing 2 council members tonight, and
I just don't want to hold up this process. I just feel like I don't want to lose momentum on getting this project moving, so.
okay.
I mean,
So I don't want to put words in your mouth, so you're feeling that maybe we can still effectively vote on this or move forward.
I mean, I'm willing to do it, but I don't want to push it off any more than just 1 month.
Okay? All right. Councilman Leak.
Is the reasoning to table this to our next meeting is because we don't have Councilmember Morse and Councilmember Cole here for their feedback on this issue?
I think that would be effectively, yeah.
I'm okay with tabling this until next meeting.
Vice Mayor, your thoughts?
I think I don't think we lose too much by tabling it for another month, unless, staff has any thoughts on it relative to, I guess, the applications with VDOT and all. I'm not sure if there's any implication there or not, but we should take a look at that.
Okay.
I mean, if we had Katie would know better, I think.
Is there anything that,
I believe that there is an application deadline not the 1st of November, but within the first few days of November.
okay.
So they'll need the resolutions
Yes.
to move forward.
Okay.
It's for the Prince William,
I can.
the revenue sharing.
The revenue.
All right, maybe then we definitely look at these, we'll go through individually and see what we think. Councilman Aiken, any thoughts?
Well, Resolution G, or item G, the resolution appears to be for the VDOT Transportation Alternative Program. If that's different from.
Yeah, I left that to be an item that we were going to go over. I was only
Okay.
maybe 1, 2, 3, and E possibly.
Well, the only resolution there is the VML VACO Finance. Is that
Right.
necessary for the VDOT?
No, I don't think so.
So there's no resolution apparently that we're even considering tonight that's. in
Well, we had a
reference to-
change order. I think we need to probably officially go over that. Let's go into,
What about these condemnation petitions?
those are definitely in there. Those are ones that we're going to be dealing with on
That
number
was that
F.
closed session discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Mr. Mayor, we're saying that holding off on these items that we're looking to table to next meeting would then put in jeopardy Resolution G, or excuse me, Agenda Item 7G.
I was planning on doing G. I was planning on going through F and G tonight.
So then there's no issue with tabling these till next meeting.
What we're looking at is 1, 2, 3, and E under D, 1, 2, and 3, and then just E, and then taking up Resolution F, and then also taking up Resolution number G, and then going to agenda item number 8. Because I asked council, it looks like we are ready for 7F to be able to act on.
If I may, Mr. Mayor,
Sure.
I think when we met in September, correct me if I'm wrong, that we agreed to go forward with the VDOT application for the master plan for shared costs of work on the road and the sidewalk.
It's on page 66.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Katie has her description in there and her suggested action.
Yep.
Actually, I think that's different, though. I think this is more for the maintenance of the sidewalks and curb work. I think it's a different resolution and a different funding pot. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. That's the VDOT Transportation Alternatives Program, the TAP program. The other one, I'll have to find it.
But I think she needs this.
If you look at package page 27, the report, the VDOT revenue sharing program, the materials for the 2-year application cycle, fiscal year 19 and fiscal year 20, those are the ones that are due November 1st. So that's what she needs this evening.
Yeah, that's the TAP. Oh, yeah. The second and third bullet?
So that would be item number G,
Yes.
and on page 66.
Item number G is the TAP, but where is the revenue sharing program? That I don't see a resolution or anything to vote on in here.
Yeah, it says,
It's not here.
second paragraph from the bottom on page 67, and then you go to page 68, and it says the staff recommendations and the draft motion.
So, and the draft motion is on 68 for number.
The application period will close November 1st. If the November 2017 deadline is missed, the next opportunity to apply for federal TA funds will be November 2019.
That's for TAP only.
That's for TAP. There are two programs.
Two programs, and there's only one program I can find here that we are being asked to do a motion on. So I'm trying to find, is there a motion for the first program?
This is the only one that the deadline is November 1st. The other ones, perhaps the deadlines are further out, so she.
Okay, then that would make sense. But that's the confusion, I believe.
Well, I'm going to take a stab at this. I think, if I'm reading this correctly, the VDOT revenue sharing program has to do with the master plan, and we're working with Prince William County.
Here we go. On page 18. Conversations, Prince William County Department of Transportation on September 27th. They have all the necessary information to present a resolution. No resolution is required and no additional action is needed by the town at this time.
Bingo.
There you go.
So that one is good. So it looks like we can table those 4 items and act on the last 2.
Yep, that was my hope. That we go to line number F with the resolution, the first one, so it would be 7F is what we would take up, and that's on page 52.
I'm sorry, what page, Mayor?
52. And we have a recommended draft motion regarding Resolution 2017-10 at the bottom of page 52.
Mr. Mayor, I'll move to adopt Resolution number 2017-10 of the Town of Haymarket Town Council to approve the purchase agreements relating to Haymarket 1 LC and Haymarket 2 LC and to authorize a dismissal of the pending condemnation petitions.
Okay. Motion on the floor?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Aiken. Discussion on the motion. And I think maybe we'll just go back to legal on this. I just wanted to make sure we were ready to.
Yes, we are ready. It's been
Yeah.
reviewed by council,
Okay.
and we've looked at it extensively and it's passed all marks. So.
Okay. Any further discussion on the motion? Make sure, yep. Okay. Clerk, I'll ask for a roll call vote. Sure.
Yes.
Cole is absent. Edwards,
Yes.
Connor Lee,
Yes.
Morris is absent. Casanello,
Aye.
and Mayor Lee.
Okay, we go- Just go to, yes, sir?
Yes.
All right, great. All right, so motion passes. All right, now we have our next item is on page 66, Resolution 2017-11.
I move that the town council approve an application and resolution for VDOT's Transportation Alternatives Program. Is that?
Right.
For the sidewalk, crosswalk, and curb repair work within the right-of-way for the FY 2019-2020 application cycle.
I'll second that.
And seconded by Vice Mayor. Discussion on this motion. Seeing no further discussion, roll call vote for this as well.
Aiken,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
Connor Lee,
Yes.
Casanello,
Aye.
All right, great. The motion passes unanimously on that. Okay. All right. I think we're up to my addition for H. And this is where I wanted to announce that, to the public, that our town manager, Kimberly Murray, will no longer be serving its capacity, in that capacity as our town manager. As directed by town council last Friday, I gave Ms. Murray notice of her termination effective November 5th. I'd ask for a motion of council to confirm this termination of the town manager's contract as of November 5th, 2017, and to appoint myself as acting town manager effective immediately with all the manager's duties, such as zoning administrator, FOIA officer, and to direct for me to negotiate in the hiring of an interim town manager. So you could do a so moved or.
So moved.
Okay.
I'll second.
And seconded by Vice Mayor. Discussion on this motion. Seeing none, a roll call vote, please.
Aiken,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
Connor Lee,
Yes.
Morris is absent. Casanello,
Aye.
All right, great, okay. We're moving on to item number 8, is our ordinance, which is on page 74. We have a draft motion.
Mr. Mayor, may I?
Sure, absolutely.
I move to adopt ordinance number 2017-03, ordinance to amend section 42-186 of the Code of Ordinances of the Town of Haymarket regarding meals taxes.
All right. Motion by Vice Mayor,
I second.
and seconded by Councilman Leak. Discussion on this motion. I think this was, just as we refer to as a little bit of house cleaning. That puts us up to 2017's wording according to state codes and stuff like that. So just so everybody's clear on that. Further discussion or roll call vote for this, please.
Aiken,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
Connor Lee,
Yes.
Casanello,
Aye.
We got them all right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. Motion passes unanimously. All right. Let me see, just back up here, just to make sure we didn't miss anything on 7, and please correct me
Town
if I'm...
manager's report?
Yes, that is not included in tonight's packet. So let's go ahead and go to our council member time. We'll start out with Councilwoman Edwards.
I just wanted to share with you all that at the Planning Commission meeting last week, that Ms. Lockhart brought to us a change that is happening with Dogs Day Out. And they would like to change the use, and they would like to put an apartment and rent it out on the first floor. There are many changes, which was not presented at the beginning. So I just want everyone to be aware of that. There was a lot of discussion and no support from anyone on the Planning Commission for those changes. So moving forward, this is going to be a discussion. They have an approved plan, and if they want to move forward with that plan, they can, but the changes that they're asking for do not fit within our zoning ordinance.
Okay.
Just want to make everybody aware of that.
All right.
So Ms. Lockhart's been working with the applicant to try and
Right. Okay.
finesse that out. So, and I will be meeting with Emily on Thursday morning. We're gonna, like she said, we're gonna get a list of priorities about zoning violations and try and start ticking those off. Signs, things like that, so.
I think we had the vehicles, too, that we've kind of
Yes.
pushed off.
Yes, so all of
Waiting
that.
for the proper
Chief
timing.
Chief could join the meeting.
Yes, yeah. Okay.
So,
All right. Our next member, Councilman Aiken.
Good evening, everyone. After 5 years, it's sad to say that I am resigning as of tonight. Thank you, Dottie. Most of you know that my wife has been diagnosed with a very deadly disease, and my priorities have changed. We've been trying to handle that and everything else, and I just need to drop back. So after about 5 years, 4 months, something like that, quite a long time. Through the highs and lows of the town council, it's time to move on. So I just want to say thank you, and I'll be watching.
Be watching you, as Ms. Leonard would always say. Yeah. You're correct, Steve. It was 5 years, and I came out and thought of a vision for this town and to decide to run for mayor. It was Earth Day, and you were the first one to come up to me and actually held my sign. And with that, we built momentum where I didn't have no one to stand by me to change a vision for this town. But you started. You were the first one to. There again, it was Earth Day, and you agreed to go on this journey as we did, and we made
Hornswoggle.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, luckily we made election history for the town of Haymarket. We had the most write-in votes ever, and with only a matter of maybe 2 to 3 votes, we came very close on changing a direction then. But we definitely did it on the next election, and have gone forward with it ever since. So, I want to personally say thank you. Thank you for volunteering your time away from your family, and sincerely appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Next person, Vice Mayor Passanella.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, I'm sorry to hear the news about Steve. Yeah, we didn't agree on some things, but we always were able to have a very frank conversation, and I really appreciated your support, at least from my perspective, helping me understand the budgeting aspects of the town. You brought a lot of skill to the table. I wish your wife the best, and you too. We're here for you. We're going to miss your intelligence your ability to drill down on real technical issues and come up with some really good solutions. So for that, we're going to miss you, but we're also going to miss you for your smile. And so that's all I have to say for tonight, and good luck and Godspeed.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. Councilman Leake.
Yes, sir. Mr. Aiken. I don't know how you did it so supposedly, but I looked at you and Miss Tebby as my second mom and my second dad. I'm sad to see you go off the skies, but I know family comes first. And if there's anything that we could do as a town for you, please let us know.
Well, thank you, Connor. I've known you since you were 6 years old, running around the
Right.
cul-de-sac, and we have grown up together.
Yeah, still with that ho-hos.
Yeah.
Forget that.
I taught you a valuable lesson.
Yes, you did. No further, Mayor.
Yeah, we have to elaborate on the ho-hos because that was a great story. So,
Trust yet verify.
yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Okay, sounds good. I think, I forgot who that took for Haymarket Day. Joe and Kathy, sincerely, thank you very much for all that you did for that. Sincerely, those were long days as we got that day to go with a great start and a great ending. So with that, it's, I think the only thing that we failed to mention, but I think the pastor did relate to it, is the people in Las Vegas. You know, our hearts are out to the family, the friends, everyone that was involved with that tragic incident, that they continue to heal. I think, let's see if there's any other additions for Planning Commission update or the ARB board. Dominion Energy is no. And St. Michael's, I think we took care of. I'm not familiar with anything that we need to go in closed session for, so I think that was just a placeholder. So with that,
You'll entertain a motion.
yeah, I'll entertain a motion, and I'll let you.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
There you go.
Last time.
For the record, it was Councilwoman Edwards for the second, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you all very much, appreciate it.